A recent World Economic Forum report found that in the last year, the gender pay gap closed by 4 years. Sounds like progress, right? But the gap is still at 68%. And if you do the math, it will take another 132 years before men and women reach full parity around the world. I don't know about you, but I don't want to wait that long. And neither did the U.S. women's soccer team. Let's talk about a real-time story in the world of sports and another example of why pay equity matters. Hello, everyone. I'm Fran Dillard, Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer for Micron Technologies. And I'm here today to talk about why we place a priority on achieving pay equity. You know, I admire female athletes because they model several Micron values, especially tenacity and collaboration. Let's take Megan Rapinoe. She led the U.S. women's soccer team to victory in 2019, and when she and her teammates were coming off the high of their championship match, they learned something devastating. They earned $4 million less than the U.S. men's team, who did not take home the championship. In fact, the men's soccer team lost in round 16. After the publicity and actions pursued, the Soccer Federation eventually settled, and today women in soccer now receive equitable pay and working conditions. Megan now works to promote pay equity because, in her words, achieving diversity, equity, and inclusion respects our fundamental right to health, safety, and dignity. Let's think about that. Health, safety, and dignity. She's saying fair compensation is a prerequisite for these fundamental rights. And at Micron, we agree. But around the world, there is a long way to go before women achieve the fundamental right of equitable pay. That's why at Micron, pay equity is one of our 6 DEI commitments. Since 2018, we have achieved pay equity within 1% every year between women and men. And we are really proud of this commitment. But we're not stopping there. So we continue looking for ways to make our pay practices equitable for all. And being a technology company, we looked at data science tools to help us. We engaged Syndio, a data science and intelligence tool. With this tool's help, in 2020, we started evaluating more than gender. We expanded our analysis to include people with disabilities globally. And in the U.S., we looked at race, ethnicity, and our military veterans. Our commitment is to complete this evaluation at least once a year. In our analysis, we're looking to see if we can identify any statistically significant pay gaps. If we determine a gap can't be fully explained or understood, we take action to correct it. What do I mean by fully understood? It's complicated. Anyone who has been involved in compensation analysis knows it is a dynamic variable impacted by a number of factors, including years of experience, education level, skill set, and job performance, just to name a few. Our objective is to ensure that our team members who are performing similar jobs at the same location with comparable performance are being paid fairly relative to one another. We're not adjusting salaries to meet a company-wide average, nor are we filling quotas or checking off boxes. Our process examines several factors, including evaluating any unexplained variances in pay, discovering policies that may be driving differences in pay, identifying any potential unconscious bias in pay and performance policies and practices, and redesigning policies and practices to mitigate unconscious bias. There may be occasion where there are differences in pay among similar team members in the same job at the same location. What Micron actively strives to do is to remedy any of those pay gaps rooted in group attributes rather than in individual achievement. We are always asking what else can we examine to enhance the inclusiveness of this process. Last year, we expanded our race ethnicity analysis outside of the U.S. for the first time to evaluate people who self-identify as Malay in Singapore. And our analysis includes more than just base pay. We're also evaluating cash bonuses and stock awards. Today, we're engaged in a study to identify opportunities to enhance our benefit offerings globally to ensure they are inclusive in every country where we do business. For Micron, fair pay is rooted in our values and our belief that diversity and inclusion is the heart of innovation. We want every team member to feel confident that their pay is fair, equitable, and based on merit. As a company, we are proud of our work in this area, It helps us attract and retain the brightest minds in our industry from around the world and to continue innovating as a global leader. We hope through our story, we can inspire other companies to be bolder and more transparent around achieving pay equity. Thank you.